Hello everyone, my name is Moji, and you're watching Bitcoin Bubble News Channel. It's time to get into Bitcoin. There was a break above the key center line. This is your key center line, right? A big turn. You can see how it kept hitting it over and over again until it finally broke. What do we know though? If you've been following my game plans and know how I teach, the above close is good. It gives you a balanced view on Bitcoin, but it hasn't been proven yet. Don't fall for this, okay? It might be true, and if it is, you should have a very good chance of going up to 69,000 to 70,000. If it doesn't, this number could be pushed back down, and it would be an institutional gain. So please be extra careful here. Again, I'd love to say, hey, bullish, all the signs are there, but we can't yet because of the way we do things and the odds. BTC is going down a little today, but it has not, I repeat, has not confirmed. Above the center line for the key. Let's see if it does. I'll let you know what's going on in trading at 3:55 p.m. today. We'll check to see if it gets bids and goes through. If it doesn't, I'll let you know if it falls back below. We'd also like to use this chance to thank everyone who put their trust in us. The best part is that it's free and we read all of them. If you sign up now, you'll get all the new information for free. Stay ahead of the trends instead of just following them. Sign up for Bitcoin Bubble right now and enjoy the new edge. Let's watch this movie with Gareth to learn more about Bitcoin and other things. The S&P 500 is pretty much staying the same or going up this morning, right? We closed right here on Friday. If we look at the markets, we can see that the SPY has given us a net gain of about $1. That's the same as a 10-point change on the S&P 500. By no means is that a big move. Even though it's a slow float on a Monday morning, we are still net positive. Before earnings, Nvidia is looking a little better. Right now, we're going to look at that picture and really get into it. Okay, so once more, the markets look moderately neutral to slightly positive to begin the day. But it goes without saying that things could get a little crazy and wild during the week. That being said, I'd like to talk about a chart today. Also, I still study the charts on the weekends, right? I look at the charts all the time. Ask my wife and children, that's just how the beast is. But I look at longer periods of time and for bigger moves, right? This is one thing when we're in the middle of a fight during the week. At that point, we're like, okay, what does this chart mean? What do we have to do here? What should we do next? On the weekends, though, I think about the bigger picture. Guys, I want to show you this. This caught my attention. So I looked at the numbers from 2007 before the bubble burst. We also know that the SP fell by about 66% during the crisis of 2008 to 2009. And what I found was that the charts from 2007 and the ones we're seeing now are strangely almost identically alike. In fact, the current rise back up is very much the same as what we saw in 2007. Jerome Powell's dovish comments have helped goose BTC outlook. The difficulty of mining is expected to rise by 2.8%, which will reverse earlier drops. Holdings of BTC for a short time were sold off for $10 billion as prices rose again. The crypto fear and greed measure went from 26 to 55, which shows that people are becoming more positive. We are going to look at 7. That's number 7, right? So at the beginning of 2007, we had this grind up all the time, right? This was getting worse. If I went further, you'd see that the market was pretty much going in this direction, right? We saw this dip. It went down by about 6%. We went low. After that, we had our next big rise to the upside. We went up all the way. The price then dropped by 11% and hit a new low. Low again. Then we saw a copy of this monster move up, almost straight up. It looks a lot like what we're seeing now, almost vertical. It gave me a new high. This was your last high. It hit a new high for 3 days. Then there was a bigger drop. It wasn't going down straight. Along the way, it bounced. Okay, first let's look at this, and then we'll move on to this. This is the SP picture right now. In this case, we see the same move up, a 6% drop, and a low. Then there was the next big move up to a new all-time high. At the time, it was a new all-time high, and there was a 10% drop straight down. We saw that move go up and then that drop of 11%. After that, we saw that this market went up again. The bulls came back with a roar. They just ripped this market back up. Take a look at what's been going on lately. The same thing. The interesting thing is if this all goes the same way, like you can see where I put the arrows, it shows us that the SP may set a new all-time high here. What's interesting about that is that I'm a psychological dealer, which means I'm interested in how people think and feel. That's what charts are made of. What would happen to the markets if you really thought about it? Since the price dropped 10%, making a new all-time high so quickly is going to make the news wires go crazy. They'll talk about how, oh my goodness, this market can't be stopped. The small trader will think, oh my goodness, this market can't be stopped. They'll go crazy during this. It's also interesting that you're going to kill most of the bears. If you check social media, you'll see that bears are dying off all over the place. Last but not least, we know that this exact thing happened here in 2007 before the 66% drop. It's really interesting to think about what will happen. We're only about $40 to $50 points away from a new all-time high on the SP if we just push up a little more. It's not that big of a move, but again, let's say we push up here, take out this high, and stop the bears or at least most of the weak-handed bears. This would make more longs think the market can't lose, and we'd see the same thing happen over here as well, just to be clear. So we can see what will happen in the end. I'm going to move this picture over so that we can see what happened in the end, clearly in 2008 and 2009. Yes, it's just that there was that last high down move and now there's another bounce. But now look at this, a lower high, a down move, sideways consolidation, a down move, a bear flag and more down moves. It just kept going down and down. So here's the idea. Could this be a repeat of what happened here, where we set a new all-time high, then went down, and so on going down? In other words, I studied the bigger picture on the weekends. I think about gold going back to the 1970s. I look for things like this, and charts show some really cool parallels. You might also ask, why do charts show the same patterns over and over? What makes a bear flag a bear flag? 20 years have passed. It was a bear flag 40 years ago. So why is that? Because it's all built on human psychology and minds. People in ancient Egypt, Greece, and other old places had the same mentality that makes buyers and sellers act in the ways they do, which makes that bear flag chart. You went somewhere where goods were traded more than anything else back then, right? That's how people were acting. This is another reason why charts tend to repeat. They are based on how people think and feel. Analysts think Bitcoin will make a big move before October 2024. It has been in a holding phase for almost 6 months. As Bitcoin gets ready for its next big move, it's important to keep an eye on historical trends, interest from institutions, and market security. Bitcoin is in the longest phase before it breaks a previous all-time high. This could mean that the price will rise to $70,000. According to past trends after half, analysts think there will be a breakout by October 2024. Because of Jerome Powell's stupid comments, more institutional money is flowing into Bitcoin, especially through ETFs. Since open interest has stayed the same, Bitcoin is less likely to go back down right away, but staying above $62,800 is important for more gains. Bitcoin is likely to stay between $61,000 and $70,000 for a while longer, awaiting important economic news that will affect what it does next. This year, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission gave the go-ahead for 12 spot Bitcoin ETFs and 9 spot Ethereum ETFs. Here's a detailed look at the differences between spot and futures crypto asset exchange-traded products, or ETPs. This will help buyers make sense of the constantly changing world of crypto investments. Getting closer to the highest point seen at the end of July. Even though the difficulty level dropped by 4.19% during the last retarget, current predictions say that this drop may soon be history. The level of challenge is likely to rise again on August 28, possibly by 4% or more. Tide police were able to raid an illegal Bitcoin mining business in Ratchaburi.